Naaman was a leper. But then when we read from the second verse, it says, and the Syrians had gone out on raids and had brought back captive a young girl from the land of Israel. She waited on Naaman's wife. Then she said to her mistress, if only my master were with the prophet who is in Samaria, for he would heal him of his leprosy. So what we are reading here is that when the Syrians went to war, they took a small girl from one of the cities in Samaria and they brought her as a slave to work for Naaman's wife. Now, this girl, as she was a slave in Naaman's wife, she saw a need. She saw that Naaman was suffering from leprosy. And she chose not to keep quiet about it. And you see, one thing I want to imagine about this girl, maybe if we hear first about what she said. She said, if my master or if Naaman was with one of the prophets in Israel, they will heal him. She's actually promising that if Naaman was to go to the prophet, he will be healed of his leprosy. And this was maybe a risk, because if you were to promise Naaman that he would be healed, he goes and he doesn't get healed, then she was risking it. It was as if she was lying. But this girl had confidence in who God was. And I think maybe it even came from her upbringing. It came from how she was brought up or how she was raised even as a child. Amen. Welcome. Take a seat. Have a seat. And this girl says that if Naaman was with the prophet in Israel, he would be healed. And maybe one thing that I just want us to maybe reflect about, we are looking at the foundation that this girl had from her upbringing. What are some of the foundations that had been laid in our lives and in our hearts when we grew up that we maybe walked away from? Maybe some of us, we grew up going to church Ligogo. Some of us, we grew up in families where prayer was the order of the day. This girl, even though she was a slave, I think she remembered that when I was growing up, I was taught that I need to pray and that there is nothing that is too hard for God.